And you know what? The last time we won the World Cup, we didn't even have time to celebrate it, really, because we went into the scamdemic.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing good in you, bro.
Good, all good, all good, all good. How's training and everything going? I saw, I don't know if it was yesterday or today. I think it was yesterday. You just posted a little video of a little flex in the gym, and fucking shit's getting serious.
Thanks, bro. No, that was from today.
It was today.
Leg flex. Yeah, that was it was a good one. It was a good one.
Fucking hell. Okay. And how are you feeling? I know I ask this every week or whatever, but if you think about it, the difference between 7 weeks and 4 weeks and 3 weeks, it's a huge difference. So you know what I mean? Last week you could have been feeling crap,
Yes.
and now you're feeling good, or vice versa, you know?
No, it's like sorry, I think it's. Let me just check if my Wi-Fi is a little bit on the slow side. Yeah, let me check if I can get the quicker one here.
No problem.
Really, that's one's a little bit better. No, bro, it's like, it's interesting because it's like this prep's so much like more different because like if you catch me after gym, I'm like a zombie. I'm dead, like super super stupid dead. But throughout the day, I'm like pretty fine, pretty fine. I'm feeling a little bit weaker and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely feel like different from like week to week. Especially like from like week 10, week 8. Like as the weeks go on, like it gets a little bit more like more deeper into it. So no, it's definitely valid to like ask how you're feeling because like it every time it changes a lot. It changes a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to still actually feel this way because the way we're trying to do things is just like a little bit like obviously like keeping a little bit more fullness and whatnot. So I'm just trying to like hold back a little bit on conditioning wise. Like we kind of like actually fun enough we had check-ins today and we pretty much haven't changed like calorie wise like the last week or so I believe. We decided basically like we're not really gonna drop calories anymore.
Okay.
Like we'll just change up a couple of things like dropping carbs, maybe a little bit more fats. Um, but yeah, because like funny enough, like at the moment I'm actually feeling like I'm actually building a little bit more muscle. Um, so my weight like it dropped down to like 74.2 at its lowest, and then it started picking up again to around like 74.7, and then today was like 75.1. So we're trying to like just again like trying to like uh, um, grow into the show. Because one of the things that definitely like was a problem for me was like last year my training started like degrading like really bad, like really really bad. Like I said, like last year, like I was going into the gym and I couldn't squeeze, I couldn't get a pump. I was literally just going in and just going through the motions.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Pretty much the only thing that I could really like kind of push was cardio wise, but now it's a little bit different. Like so, training wise, I can push and push real hard still. Um, but when it comes to the cardio, even there I can still push, but it's obviously like a little bit less so. Like I'm putting more of the effort into the actual training, but the cardio wise, like it's a little bit less so. Like maybe like 20% less effort, 30% less effort that I can give. Not that am giving, but that I can give.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'll feel dead like straight afterwards. And then I'll have like my cream of rice post workout and some meals, and then I'll feel human again. um, so yeah, that's it's going good. It's going good so far, but obviously at some point we're gonna start like pushing it harder, um, like really trying to deplete and get that conditioning like
Yeah.
settled in. For some reason, like my glutes are like taking its while to, like, it's sweet time to get there. But otherwise, everything else is like coming in pretty good.
That's good. At least you it just sounds like you're ahead of schedule, which is always better, you know. In my opinion, it's just so much better because you've got you how do I say this? You first of all stress wise, you know what I mean? That's the biggest thing,
Yeah,
you know, you're not gonna be your cortisol and whatever, it's not gonna be like fluctuating the whole time. Which is good because you're not gonna be stressed, you're already ready. You're ready.
exactly.
You know, you're already ready so far out. It's just to
Yeah,
maintain it and not fuck it up really. You know, that's I'd way rather be in that position than be 2 weeks out and stressing that you're gonna, you know, actually be on point. So that's great. Is your diet is it quite? So you said it's stable. It's nothing's really like you're not guys aren't changing anything. You're just trying to don't change it. If it's not broken, don't fix it type of thing.
exactly. Like we took the cardio today up to 40 minutes from 30 minutes. Um, and rest days up by 5 minutes extra cardio. But calorie wise, I'm like on 2,200 on a training day, and then 1,800, I think, on like a rest day. Um, but like the thing that we'll do is like, for example, like um, we swapped out like fat-free yogurt with cream of rice, um, and we'll take out like pineapple, for instance. We'll take out avo. Um, yeah, we'll like just swap around like a couple of things, but we won't drop anything too drastic. Like we'll maybe just like swap around like the different things that we have, um, in different types of meals. Um, so funny enough, like what we said was, so my calories went up, I think like by 20, like very, very little, like 20 or 30 calories. But in terms of the amount of different foods and the amounts that I'm eating is just like different.
Yeah.
So that works out like really well. So just like small little finer details that we're changing, just to bring in that little bit tighter. Because the thing is, like we said, like the conditioning is getting there, like it's chipping away, and that's what we want. Like if we really need to, like I know my body by now, and it's like if I really need to push, then I'd say like if I had to get like right now, if I had to get inside out peeled, it would take me about like I want to say almost like a week. But if we really need to give it some time, maybe like 2 weeks. So like by around 2 weeks, we can start looking at like really start pushing it. Otherwise, peak week is pretty much like almost like those 3 days of like dropping like completely dropping the carbs, like that'll do its bit. Um,
Yeah.
like my body is just it's on fire. Like when I say like I had my last meal at night, I'm like burning hot. Like I wake up at least once during the night, either to go to the bathroom or it's happened a couple of times where I'll wake up like twice in one night just dripping sweat, like drenched in sweat. So I'm like really really hot. Like my thermogenesis is like on a burning, burning.
That's okay. That must be fucking uncomfortable. But are you worried about that or not really?
No, no, there's nothing really that's like I was having some troubles mentally. Like mentally I had like a lot of stress on me. Um, because obviously I've been quite vocal about it that, I want to go for my pro card. But it kind of just became like too much for me. Like I was putting it so much on myself. Like I need to get my pro card. I need to. And just over the weekend, I kind of cracked a little bit, and I think it was Monday. Yeah, Monday. I just, yeah, Monday. I just said to myself, you know what? Let's just do what we did last year. Forget about it. Just bring your best, do what you got to do, and just have fun. Because I was not having fun like the last little bit. So I said to myself, you know what? Whatever. We'll show up on the day. I'm just going to bring my best. I'm just going to have fun. Enjoy what you're doing. You've got 5.5 weeks left of this. Just enjoy it, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking forget about everything else. Forget about the accolades and the trophies and whatnot. Just have fun. Um, and that's made like the world's difference for me right now. Like I get to go to bed stress free. I get to wake up stress free. The only things I got to worry about is just get my ass to the gym, eat my meals, and that's
Stick to
it.
the plan.
Hmm,
100%.
exactly.
You see, that's the thing. That's the difference with bodybuilding and other sports. There's like bodybuilding is extremely tough sport. Like it's crazy. It takes all your time. You know, it takes 24 hours of the day, but you can only do so much. You know what I mean? So the thing is that you can't train more than than your plan. You can't eat more than that's on your plan. Whereas like when it comes to other sports like rugby or fighting or whatever, you can do more and you can do more and you can do more. You can learn more. You know what I mean? With bodybuilding, you got to stick to the plan and that's it. So having the mentality of like I have to get it, I have to get it, doesn't really aid you in bodybuilding because it's out of your control. As long as you're doing what's necessary, you can't do anything else. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's far better, and we know that stress levels during prep doesn't help anything really. If anything, it makes everything far worse. So definitely the right mentality to have.
Exactly. No,
You know,
like I can't control who I'm gonna compete against. I can't control
true.
how they're gonna look, and I don't want to. Like I want to compete against the best, and I want them to bring their A game. Um, like I just want to have fun, and I want all the other guys to have fun. I want them to bring their best, and I just want us all to just have a fucking battle on stage, dude. Just have fun. But yeah, like you just gotta trust the process.
Yeah,
This is more than anything where it comes to it. It's just trust the process. I've been through this before. Um, we know what to do, um, and you just stick to it. The worst thing that you can do, the best thing that you can do, and the worst is not following the plan or trying to do more. Um, if you tick the boxes every single day, do the bits that you can, you're good to go. Don't
yeah,
start like adding in different stuff, being like, oh, like, uh, um, I'm not looking so good. I need to pop in trend, or I need to pop in like 3 times the trend, or whatever. Like,
yeah.
like those things are. It's not gonna. It's not gonna make the
It's
difference.
not gonna help. It's gonna make everything
No,
fucking far worse. And
exactly.
the other thing about it is it comes down to the same thing I said just now, but with like oftentimes less is more. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
I
With a
was
lot
thinking
of
the
things, and
exact same.
it takes a lot of people, a lot of guys specifically, a few times to bump their head to realize that. You know what I mean? So more food, more gear, more of this. Look, the food's a different story because like when you're trying to put on size and whatever, you got to fucking, you know what I mean? You got to put down food, you got to force food, whatever the story is. But lots of guys will only learn that after something happens, something goes wrong, or all of a sudden they're on stage and they look like shit. And it makes sense because they haven't stuck to the plan and they've put in gear behind their coach's back, or the coaches given too much. You know, their protocols fucking outrageous. Like spoke about before, what we've heard coaches give their clients, or just people in general, what they're taking, and they look like bullshit. But well, obviously you're gonna look like that. Your body can't handle that type of shit. You know what I mean? And of course, it's gonna fall back. But it's good. It's good that you stick to the plan. And I think it's so cool that you get to compete with your coach and with your mate, which is sick. You know what I mean? And also, you know that like because he's your mate and because he's a good oak, he's not gonna like. I know it's a stupid thing to say, but he's gonna make sure that you are on point on the day because he wants to go up against the best you, and he's got an obligation, of course, you know.
Yeah.
But that's exciting. That's different. That I'm sure you and Blaine have never competed against each other. Am I right?
We did.
When?
The first time that I stepped on NPC stage at Eye Candy, before he was my coach, we competed against each other. But we actually had a chat yesterday, and yes, he did that help. It helped so much because like we were both so much in our heads, and we just spoke. And dude, I got emotional. I got freaking emotional because like I was speaking to everybody. I was speaking to my girl. I was speaking to my dad, to my family, to my friends, and that helps. But when I spoke to him, it just everything just flooded out. Like it helped so much because I don't know, for some reason it's like having speaking to someone who you're competing with. I'm not even gonna say against, like someone I'm competing with, knowing what he's going through, him knowing what I'm going through, and us both having like exactly this exact same feelings. It just helps so much just knowing that you're not alone.
Yeah.
You're not alone in this. You're both struggling. You're both going through the motions. And it helped an immense ton. Just being able to open up about it and yeah, just get the shit off the chest, and just speak about it. So it's helped so much, and we the one thing that like is also like really important is that let's say everybody brings their absolute best. Obviously, all of us have been through different off seasons, so whatever muscle you've put on and whatever physique structure you have right there, stripped of all the fat, peaked to perfection, is going to be different.
Yeah.
Because one has gained 3 kgs of muscle, the other one has gained 5, the other one has gained 10. But at the same time, also, you're going to look like an apple, I'm going to look like an orange, and the other person's going to look like a blueberry. So, So it's going to be different physiques. And at the end of the day, regardless of, us all being peaked, it's going to be on who the judges favor. Are they going to favor the guy that has more muscle, more conditioning? There's so many things, but it's who do they prefer on the day? Who looks the best to them at the end of the day? So if you're peaked, it's going to be about just who do they prefer. So obviously you can try and be better in certain aspects, but that's up to you. That's just purely up to you. So again, I can only do my best. I can only bring my best, and then from there, it's out of my hands. It's out of my hands, and that's why I say like, just bring your best, and enjoy it. Because if you're gonna worry about like, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna be the dude? Just work. If you ever want to worry about something, worry about, are you at your best? If you know you're gonna be your best and you can bring your best, what do you have to stress about?
Yeah.
What do
There's
you have
nothing
to
else
stress
you can
about?
really do.
Exactly. Just go out there and have fun, and
100%.
then everything will look good. Um, take as much stress out as you can. And for me, I mean, I've said that like last year, I was on trend, and jeez, did that like give me a shitload of stress and anxiety. Like that thing it's one of the side effects is that
Yeah.
thing, it brings that out with you, and I don't have that no more.
Yeah,
I don't have
that's a big helper. That's a huge
like
helper.
like people are like, yeah, but it makes you so big, it makes you so vascular. Yeah, it does, but do you know like what it does to you mentally? And the mental aspect is a massive thing, because if your mind's not there, if you're constantly stressed, guess what, brother? It doesn't matter how much you're like saping the water, going into the sauna, drying yourself out. If you can't handle it mentally, you're going to be holding back water, and you're going to be a bloated mother. So just having that out there, and dude, honestly, I'm doing so much better. My physique is looking so much better. Just like sticking to the stuff that works for me.
Yeah.
It's been a game changer, honestly.
Yeah, and also the thing is, it also affects people differently. You know, some guys can like it doesn't affect them at all. Some guys, it's like the worst thing. You know what I mean? So if it doesn't agree with you, there's literally zero point of using. Because there's other
You
avenues.
can use it, then go for it. Then, bro, plus for you, but for me, that's a negative. I don't need that in me. It's not. It's for someone else. It's gonna help them. For me, no.
No,
So,
100%. No.
so I'm done with it.
But it's fucking exciting. This is an exciting show.
No, it is.
I'm so
It's
keen. Yeah,
everything.
I'm so keen.
It's
And you know what as well? Sorry, what were you saying?
No, it's gonna be like there's a lot of competitors. Like apparently
There's a lot of
it's
competitors.
gonna be a big show.
It's going to be a big show. It's going to be a good show. And also, it's just, this show is like the best time of the year.
Oh
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Especially with athletes that now you know, some guys prepared the whole year for the show or whatever. And you finish, is it on the 3rd or the 4th?
The first actually.
Is it on the 1st?
Yeah.
Okay.
So classic and bodybuilding is on the first, and then the men's physique and the girls are on the second.
Yeah, you see, so it's perfect because then you got that, you know what I mean? You finish in December and it's going to be like, you can at least have a bit of a holiday.
Just
Which is
enjoy.
sick. Ahmad,
What's up, boys?
other
How
man,
you
what's
doing,
happening?
brother?
Good in you?
Okay. You can see the face is sinking in.
Yeah, I was just looking at that like, yes, see this boy.
Yeah. The death is coming. So I don't know. I don't
How
know
you
if I
feeling?
should shave the beard a bit more or keep it, or
I think you should grow it like this,
I
the
don't
Dan
think
Bilzerian style.
I don't think it would be that good.
Looks good.
actually,
but
I
at
was-
the same
I was-
time, I'd love to see that like death face like clean shaved.
Oh, look like a young boy, man.
Yeah, you had it for the last show. You shaved it off. You actually look like a completely different person. But today, it was actually today. It was yesterday. I was looking at a podcast we did in the beginning of the year or whatever it was, way before. It might have been like the second or third podcast we all did together.
Mhm.
And I saw your face. The difference in your face from that. It was obviously like peak off season to I think it was the JP podcast, whichever one it was. I was like, holy fuck. Your face changes completely. You know, some guys don't really change that much. You guys changes quite a bit, not that much, but quite a bit I can see. But yours is big time. The death face is coming in. But yeah, we're just talking about the show and all that shit, and we've actually been on for fucking almost half an hour at least.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you joined it like 8:15. I actually wanted to ask you guys, listen, before we get into bodybuilding shit, because obviously I want to see, do you guys watch rugby or not?
Yeah.
You've been watching the rugby.
I watched the past 2 games, yeah.
Okay, now we can fucking talk about the rugby a little bit. What did you guys think? you watched the English and the French game?
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I watched the past two games, the French game and the English game. Yeah.
Fuck, my blood pressure almost through the roof.
Yeah,
Fuck.
it's a bit of a. I don't know how good it is for us to actually watch that. Like all the stress levels being raised with that shit. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was jumping between the UFC, the Manchester United game, and the rugby, and at one point I was like, I'm sorry, boys, but I can't watch this. I can't. Like I was convinced we were gonna lose, so I was like, I'm gonna go watch something else, and then I got a message and it was like, we scored, and I was like, no, you can't tell me this right now.
And then it's the last fucking 2 minutes and we convert. Both games we won by 1 point, if I'm not mistaken. Through my heart. If they do that again this weekend, fucking hell, I'm gonna lose my mind. We better beat them convincingly because my fucking heart's gonna explode. But yeah, it's been absolutely crazy. It's been absolutely crazy. And I can't. Well, I backed South Africa to win from the beginning, from like 3 or 4 months ago. So let's see what happens. It's a huge game against New Zealand. We got to bring our fucking A game. And the thing is as well with Russie, these last 2 games were like they were huge games, and they still didn't bring on a few players that weren't even in the lineup. So we're gonna see there's some fucking fire players that haven't been played. Like apparently Lukanya is back, which is huge. He's,
Okay.
in my opinion, the best. He's the best centre in the world. There's almost no doubt in my mind about that. And I don't know if you guys have seen that youngster. I think he's 20 years old, Keenan Moody.
Oh, Moody. Oh, that guy.
Or he's fucking 20 years old and he's playing incredible rugby for the Springboks. It's amazing. Fucked up. But they haven't played him much. So I think they're saving him for the final. I don't know. But
between Cheslin and Kirtley, like I really like those two in the fly off position. So I'm interested to see whether Moody's going to go onto the wing or if he's going to go into the center position.
It's hard because
if Alma's going to go, then he's going to go 13. He's definitely not going to take Damien's spot.
No, yeah, I don't think so. So I think what will happen is Lukanya will the thing is Lukanya will be on bench. He won't. I don't think he'll start. So he'll come on for either Creel or Moody, whoever starts. I think that's the way they'll work it. He's a good impact. He's a fucking phenomenal impact player. Bring him on halftime or even before halftime. I think that's probably the best way to go. But it's crazy. We got to the final without pretty much 2 of our best players, which is Malcolm Marx and Lukanya. And we made it to the final. So look, Malcolm Marx isn't going to be playing. I'm almost 100% sure about that. He's injured. But let's see. Look, that last game against England was actually, we fucking played like absolute horseshit. When I say we played like horseshit, that's a over exaggeration. But
no, they played cuck, bro. They played cuck.
Yeah, we did play cuck. We did play cuck, but the English were good. In my opinion,
from that kickoff, they were like straight up, take the ball and just ran circles around us. We can do shit.
Yeah. The conditions favored the game. That's the thing.
Look, that's also a part to play because England's used to playing in that fucking shit weather. That's one thing. And I hate to be that guy, but there was a few referee calls I almost fucking threw my TV off the stand. Anyways, I won't be that guy that blames the ref, but yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I just think that if we showed up like we did the weekend before against France, in my opinion, France would absolutely destroy England this year. If we played like that, we would have wiped the floor with with England, but I don't know. Everyone seems to think that Rusty's got a master plan, yeah. But I don't think that last game went to plan. I don't think that was the plan to win by fucking 1 point. That's for sure. And I think he's talk about blood pressure. His must have gone fucking bad. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I have no doubt we'll beat New Zealand. I don't think New Zealand. I don't know if you guys have noticed with New Zealand rugby lately, they don't have that same aura around them. Do you know what I mean? You hear New Zealand rugby, the All Blacks, and it's not like everyone
Not the
used
same
to shit
vibe.
themselves. Oh my fuck, we're playing the All Blacks. You know what I mean? The haka, they would do the haka, and everyone's like, oh my. They don't have that anymore because of the last year or two of their rugby. They've lost to Argentina, they've lost to us, they've lost to. So I think that's going to play a big part, and also the fact that we're defending champions. You know what I mean?
We showed why we're the champions.
100%. We won in 2019. We're defending the cup. That's an advantage. We beat France. We beat England, which were both teams where it was 50-50. And we have a winning formula against New Zealand, you know. We beat them before the World Cup, if I'm not mistaken. A few weeks before the World Cup, we beat them, which is another thing. It's another, they're on the back foot, you know what I mean? But it's still fucking New Zealand.
Yep.
It's still New Zealand.
I say.
We have to bring our, we got to bring our A game. And let me tell you, South Africa is going to go mad when we win. And we need it. As a country, we need this, like, you know what I mean? The country's hurting to a large extent for a variety of reasons. I think we need it. And you know what? The last time we won the World Cup, we didn't even have time to celebrate it, really, because we went into the scamdemic. So we didn't really have time for South Africa to enjoy it, and because a couple of months later we were locked down and all that shit. So now we're not going to have that, you know. And I think it's very important that South Africa win, you know, not just for the Springboks, but for, you know, the country as a whole. And that's the one thing about the Springboks now, with all the different races and all the black players and the white players and the colored players and you know, having a black captain. It's just brought the country together. You know, there's nothing that brings the country together like a Springbok game, you know, especially in the World Cup.
Yep.
And if we win, you know what I mean? It's just, it's a different feeling. I remember the 2019 World Cup when we won.
The whole country just came together, and it just like thrived from it.
Bro, it's just a different
Beautiful
atmosphere. You know what I mean?
A lot of drunk people, though.
A lot of drunk people, a lot of stupid shit, for sure. For sure, I will not say that I was sober on that day. I can tell you that for free. But I will say it was one of the best days of my life. It was unbelievable. Everyone, as soon as we won, I mean, everyone's just hugging each other and kissing each other and fucking running around and saying, hugging people you don't know, and just everyone's just having the best time ever. And there's nothing that South Africa needs more than that, you know?
Yeah. Just that.
I don't like to really get into politics too much, just because it's just a dark hole that actually no one really knows what the fuck's going on. But I don't know if you guys have seen it lately. I never really noticed it too much, you know, until the last couple of months. I just see people are hurting, you know? People are struggling and especially financially, and just, I don't know, I don't know if it's because my eyes are more open to it. I'm not too sure, but I've just seen it lately, and hopefully we win the World Cup, and that can mend a few bruises, you know. But let's see. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get this, because we always do fucking predictions for Olympia placings and all that shit. So let's do a score prediction for this weekend. Let me write it here. Okay, Ahmad, what's your score prediction?
I think it's gonna be a close game. Let's see. Let me just give you a number. I'm gonna go 13-16 to South Africa.
13, 16 SA. Okay. You go.
This number just popped up into my head like right away when you asked it. 1917.
1917. It's a good. So both good calls, I think. I'm feeling it's going to be a little bit of a higher scoring game. Just because of the pressure, I think there's going to be a lot of loose ball and a lot of like nerves and shit's going to cause the game to be very abrupt. So I think I'm going to go 27-20.
Oh, that's a big difference.
Ooh, we need some
I've always liked that
meds
too.
to
I always
calm down with that.
I always back the boys big time. I mean, I backed them to win by 20 points against England. Boy, was I fucking wrong.
Well, shot.
Okay, cool. I got them. You say you watch the UFC as well, eh?
Yep.
Ahmed, do you follow it at all? Not. Fucking hell, bro. It's like one of my biggest. It's the only sport I really watch besides when the Springboks play. I don't really watch anything else, and bodybuilding, obviously. But what did you think about that head kick fucking KO? That was mad.
I didn't think that was gonna happen. I honestly thought no. I don't know. I forgot his name again, but I thought he was gonna take it.
Who Volkanovski?
Yep. I thought like it was gonna probably be him.
Yeah.
Probably with a knockout. But boy, was I wrong. Like as soon as you could see, like as soon as that head kick got there, and he crumbled, it was like, oh, this is where it goes. Because he did not defend for shit. Those hands were not up there, and then you knew like it's game over.
Oh no, it was game over there. Me and Bruce taking a shin to the skull isn't. That's not for the faint-hearted. That's for sure.
No,
it's like a baseball bat hitting you in the head.
But it was kind of like when you look at the replay, like it just shaved his hand and then goes up onto his head, and you kind of go like, it's like a little bit of a knocker. Like he's gonna get like a little bit dazed, but I didn't think like it was gonna knock him that bad actually.
Yeah, you see also when it's in slow motion or whatever, and if you're standing right there and you heard it, you'd be like, oh fuck.
Yep.
Okay. You know what I mean? Also, it doesn't take so much to knock someone out like that. You know what I mean? It's just a quick snap of the neck. Overs, and also he had taken quite a few shots before that as well. But yeah, good fucking weekend of sport. That's for sure. I was thoroughly impressed, and this weekend's the big one. What are you guys doing for the World Cup final? Have you got plans? You don't give out your fucking location or anything, but
no, I'm just nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Just chilling, watching that game.
And you, Ahmed?
I'm probably just gonna watch it at home.
It's okay.
Take it easy. Bro, it's like it's now 5 weeks out, bro. I don't want to go anywhere, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Feel you on that. I don't want to go nowhere.
Yeah. Fuck, I can imagine. And especially not around fucking everyone that's drinking and carrying on and causing shits and whatever. That's for sure.
Yeah, because you're just sitting there like with your water and whatever meal. If you have any meals left, it's just like, yeah. See, that's nice. That's a nice platter. Huh. I wonder what that tastes like.
Yeah, that's for sure. And you probably snap fucking quickly with all the drunk people around you. No.
As soon as they like start touching you and like shaking you, it's like, yay.
Oh fuck no, yeah. And you have to be drinking with them, that's for sure. Otherwise you get pissed off very quickly.
Like, bro, just have a drink. Come on, just one drink. Well, oh, I hate it when they go, just one drink. It's not gonna mess up your prep that bad. It'll be okay. No.
Well, I mean, I mean, they're probably not that wrong if you have like one whiskey, but it's not about the one whiskey. No, but it's, if you think about it, it's not really about the one whiskey. It's about the fact that you've now fucked up the plan. Correct? It's now
It's set in your mind, bro, the whole time.
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And I know it's the wrong thing for me to say, and I'm not supposed to say this, but it's probably going to do fuck all. One little whiskey, right? But what it's going to do is it's going to sit in your fucking head for the next 5 weeks. And when you don't win, guess what it's going to be? It's going to be that whiskey. Oh, and then, and hey, coach, listen, got something to tell you.
Yeah.
Not a fuck.
No,
Not a chance.
If I want to enjoy myself, I'll be like, hey, not that I'm like that person, but it's be like, refeed, like a little sushi or something on the side. But if he's not giving it to me, I'm not having it.
I actually wanted to ask you guys about that. What is your approach to your refeeds and cheat meals now in prep? Look, I know obviously things change, but what is not your approach? What is, because obviously you guys are both coached, but what do you normally give to your clients, or whatever the story is? I know all coaches are different, whatever, and obviously it's client dependent. But let's say you weren't coaching, because you didn't have a coach. How would you approach your cheat meals now in prep?
I can only speak on like how I go about the guys I coach. It's more about how the physique is looking, bro, and maybe where we at, how flat we are, how the body is responding, what the calories has been like. It's a lot of variables to consider.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like the main thing is obviously where we're sitting in terms of conditioning, the balance between conditioning and fullness. Obviously, looking at weaker parts, how flat you're getting, because that's what gets sucked down first. Especially if you're dieting down, the weaker areas disappear first. So we look at those areas first, and obviously try and structure refeeds around those days that you're going to train those body parts, so that obviously that nutrition gets driven into that area, even though it's not like specific, like we can spot. But I mean, if you're training that area, obviously the blood's gonna shift into that area, so driving nutrients into that area. So that's mainly purpose of that. So I would normally go about it is also like maybe most of the time is doing the refeed either the night before that weaker body part is coming in. Also depends on what the structure is of that week. So it depends what's following up after the weaker body part.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, like if you see like it's the weight's dropping like quick, he's flattened out. On the one side, like you want to say like you give it to them like on like a mental aspect, but at the same time it's kind of like I want to say like you don't, it doesn't need to be the mental aspect. It's supposed to be around
Purpose.
Around the purpose of it, like
yeah,
exactly like Ahmad said, like if you see that the weight's dropping, he's getting really flat, and it's just the body's running with it, it's rampant right now, then you give it to them, but you don't just give it willy-nilly. You're not going to give, if he has a stupid big chest, you're not going to give it to him on the day that he's going to do chest, because that's like, give it to the body part that needs those nutrients, that needs that like little bit of a oomph.
Yeah, they can't afford to be flat. Yeah,
exactly.
This is going to drive up performance on that day that you're training that muscle group.
100%.
I mean, sometimes even like you do it like maybe after you've trained that group also. Then I mean, it's the same thing, like that area is depleted, so you're feeding it again afterwards. It's obviously breaking down the muscle, and obviously it needs to repair. So it needs nutrients to repair. So we can go either way. Like I say, it depends what the structure is like throughout that week, what you've done and what's to follow, and so forth. So when I would structure something, it would mainly be after, or the refeed will be a day before the weaker muscle group, but then the day after that weaker muscle group, it must be like a secondary muscle group that also needs improving. that we still because that glycogen and that nutrients are still going to be lingering around in the system on at least for another 2-3 days. Also depends what the follow-up calories are of that after that refeed, and what the output is like, what the cardio is sitting at, etc.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Hugo said, just to touch on that mental side of things. Yeah, when it comes to, it's a different thing when you're coaching a lifestyle person compared to when you are coaching someone who's an athlete and we have a show coming up. Then it's different. Like when you're competing for a show, you already have to be mentally strong there. So you have to be willing to dig deep mentally. When it comes to a lifestyle client, then obviously, then just to keep them sane, also because they don't have to push that hard for it. Maybe you can be a little bit more flexible and loose with the refeed. And also, like, when it comes to like you said, like slightly cleaner refeeds. Obviously, sometimes even refeeds doesn't necessarily mean like a cheat meal in terms of like burgers and stuff like that. Sometimes it's just higher days, like you get more rice, more cream of rice. What's the other option? Some like different carb source like potatoes or something like that, or something that's very dense in calories, obviously, so that you're not also blowing out the gut too much. So obviously that digests very nicely and easily into the system. So
because you kind of get like I feel that sometimes, like, you, on the mental aspect of it, like, you kind of feel like in your head, like, oh yes, I need this refeed. You don't actually need it, but now you do get the refeed. But the problem is, and I felt it a couple of times, like as soon as I finished that refeed, because obviously you get a certain portion that you give the athlete. As soon as you're done with it, then you're like, because you're not going to give them the amount that the body or the mind wants. So now you just had that. Let's say, for instance, you had sushi and you said 20 or 30 pieces. Now you just finished 30 pieces, but your head's like, I want 40 pieces. I want 50 pieces. No, you had what your body needs, and that's it. So now afterwards, you're sitting there like, yes, I wish I actually didn't have this refeed, because now your mind's like running with it, that it wants more. So in some cases, like when it comes to the mental aspect, you just need to like disregard that actually, and just be 100%. Like, what does the body need? That's as it should be.
For sure. Also, the other thing is, it's also the person dependent how someone responds to it. For just personally, I always responded better just to more clean food. I literally wouldn't see much of a difference if I had like some crazy cheat meal. It actually make me worse the next day. So it's obviously very person dependent as well. Maybe I'm just an outlier, but I'm not. So I know even with clients and stuff, it's like that. And also sometimes it's nice you get a lot of carbs like throughout the day instead of just having one cheat meal or whatever. You know what I mean? I always far prefer that. But anyways.
Even sometimes those higher carbs, like even if it's clean, you don't even feel it.
Yeah.
I had a high day on Sunday for the first time in like 5 or 6 weeks, and I was starving on that day, bro. I was starving. I was like hungry. What the fuck is going on here? And then the next day as well. Like the next day, I'm like, yo. Like I woke, like even the day after, I had a high day, and on top of the high day, I had a little bit of a refeed as well in between, and the next day I woke up lighter.
Yep.
So I was like,
fuck, it's a mind fuck.
It's like 30 minutes post, you feel like it's like you're a furnace, like you're on fire, like the body is loving it.
Yeah, fuck it, but it's weird how things work, eh? Did you guys see how I don't know if you guys follow Nick Strength and Power quite closely, I'm sure. You watch some of his videos. Did you see this guy named, what's his name? Carlos Jr. No, Carlos Thomas Jr.
Yep.
The video of his guest posing this morning or whatever. I saw it. No. Holy fuck! I almost shattered brick when I saw this guy. And he's not. He hasn't even competed as a pro. He's still.
Yeah.
It's like
He'd
in that video.
You're probably watching an old video.
Maybe it was an old video. Okay, so he just competed, eh?
Yeah, he competed in one. He came third. I think
Yeah,
he
I think it was
competed
at
against
Texas.
Hunter and Andrew.
Andrew. Okay, yes. Okay, so I saw the old video. I must have seen. I'm fucking behind yet. But holy shit, because I didn't see what he looked like on stage. I only saw the guest posing what he looked like. Holy fuck! I didn't know it was possible to pack so much muscle on someone so short. He's not crazy short, but I mean, there's just so much muscle there. It's fucking mad. How did he look on stage? You know,
It was a little bit.
well, he came
like
third.
I wouldn't. I don't want to say like outdwarfed, but it was like the height kind of. This is why like most of these guys when they come out for their individuals at the beginning of the Olympia, like I believe they actually said it with the previous Olympia that once these guys come out, that everyone's gonna kind of like look like they should be Mr. Olympia.
Yeah,
but it's once
of
the
course.
comparisons start happening that you kind of
Yeah.
kind of get
For
to
sure.
differentiate between them.
It's who you compare. Yeah, who you going up against for sure, and especially if he's up against guys like Andrew and whatever, which is just a fucking monster. But I mean, I saw this video. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. Yeah, there we go, kind of. But I saw the video and I just looked at his legs and I was like, how the fucking, I don't know if they can get bigger. In this video, I was like, I don't know if you can even put any muscle there because you'll like fall over. It's fucking gigantic. But anyways, another guy I was watching today, or was it yesterday? It's that Justin Shire.
Oh, I love that guy.
Fuck, I dig his physique so much. So sick.
Arms. It's like his biceps are literally almost touching his hands when he does a front double.
Yeah, he looks
It's
fucking
massive.
phenomenal. How do you think he'll do? It's very interesting to me how he'll do because this is his first Olympia. He's looking fucking huge. He's looking big. How big? I don't know. Next to these monsters, I don't know. He shows he can bring some serious conditioning from his previous shows. What do you think?
I'm thinking like he's gonna be close to the top 10, but yeah, I don't know if he's gonna crack the top 10, but I have him pretty close to the top 10.
He's got a very similar. Okay, no, not really, but he's got a similar torso to Nathan Dasher. You know that like long.
Yeah.
That long torso and then those very high wide lats. Very similar in that look. But I actually heard that Nathan's not competing or he's out or something.
Yep.
What happened?
Very, very unhappy about that. Like,
is it visa issues or is it?
No, he got his visa and he was at the airport, and then he just, for a reason that he literally like he said like he didn't even get a proper reason for it. He was just denied at the gate. And then they said like you can stay in a hotel or something, but you need to go back.
That's so fucked up. Imagine prepping all this time now, like you guys. Imagine doing all this work you put in now, and then tomorrow, someone from the NPC phones you and is like, "Listen, we're not holding the show." Or whatever. Someone's like, "Listen, your coach is like, we're not doing the show anymore." Fucking hell. You guys, yeah, you're fucking mental. That's so shit. That is so shit. But look, this fucking Olympia is going to be crazy. I saw another update, and I said it last week, or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, about Derek. Obviously, it's closer now. Holy fuck.
That guy. Oh, I love it. I love seeing that guy every time, just better and better, crazier and crazier. And I have to say, like, nothing against Hottie, but Hottie always looks crazy, but like slight improvements. But Derek is just like above and above and above, better and better and better and better. the
Yeah.
leaner he gets, like the more he gets closer to that peak.
Yeah, and I don't think there was a big difference between Buddy and Derek last year. I don't think he wiped the floor with Derek at all.
Mm-mm.
I think he won. In my opinion, I think he won convincingly. He won, but fuck. You see, that's also the thing, and I always say this: is how much can someone improve? You know what I mean? Where I think that Derek has just come from leaps and bounds, so that's why I've got him. My own prediction. I've got him.
Hadi's been like improving and improving, getting to that ceiling, but he's almost like right at his ceiling, even though there is still improvements that he can put there, but it's so much smaller compared to what Derek can do.
And Samson.
It's just
Samson as well.
Exactly, Samson as well. Like Samson is just he's flying up to that ceiling. Like it's not even a joke.
Do you think? Obviously, there's a lot of variables here. Do you think that Samson's size, just his overall size, just that monster on stage will be a big factor at all? Do you think that? I know I'm going to do bodybuilding math here, which is stupid, but do you think that if they're both in the exact same condition, who wins? It's a stupid question, but
So, if everything is gonna come, like I said, it's not when it gets to that level. It's not about what you have. It's about what you don't have.
I agree.
That's what we look at. So I think if it's 100% match, I mean, and that when it comes down to the total, it's gonna come down to the total. If it's that close, they will give it to the taller guy. Because I mean, if you look at it, Samson, his structure alone, like you just said, his sheer natural size of his structure, not muscularity size, just his height already. It's already
Imposing.
what's the word? Yeah,
Absolutely.
imposing structure. So I mean, if the conditioning is matching, the fullness is matching, everything's matching, then we'll probably give it to the taller guy. I mean, it's. I mean, look at over the years. I mean, look at that's how I think our army won his titles. Just that size. I mean, at the end of the day, he's bodybuilding. So I mean, the size of his natural size, that length, it's going to be difficult to deny him if the conditioning is there and there's nothing to nitpick on him.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But so like just too much. Like I mean, the way, in my opinion, the way Hardy and Derek are standing now in terms of the conditioning and the balance of fullness and muscularity, it's so very difficult to beat that.
It's like that.
Especially if Derek brings that the hardness that it looks like he's bringing now, especially from, because I mean that's the only area that Hardy beat him in last year was in that chest and shoulder region where Hardy was striated right through, and his midsection as well. He was striated through the front, the back. Yes, fuck, Derek smoked everyone from the back last year. I mean, it was the quality, the density, just the conditioning and everything just smoked everyone out of the water. But I mean, it's not just about one shot or two shots. But so yeah, I mean, because now look, what the only thing that Hardy needs to improve from last year is just bring a harder back. I mean, that's the only thing that knocked him on, that they could knock him on last year, was his lower back was a little bit softer. But I mean, because as they pushed for the fullness for last year for him. So if he brings that fullness and just a little bit sharper, then it's going to be very difficult to knock him off. But also like the rate that Terry's going at now, and now because like, and everyone is saying it, I mean, yeah, this time he had a full year to prepare for the Open. Whereas last year it was only a couple of months where they decided, okay, and he got the special invitation, okay, you are doing the Open.
That's fucking very true. And also, I'm very interested to see the fact that he smoked everyone from the back last year, what he's going to do now. Holy fuck, because those updates, look, I know it doesn't make any sense to look at photos, social media, whatever, but that's what you look at, right? So what we look at, everyone's on social media. So from that, just from that, I mean, Okay.
But look, I know everybody says you can't look at social media and stuff like that, but it's what materializes on stage. And I mean, if you take a look at what Derek looked at last year, leading up to the show, what he looked like on social media, and what he looked like on stage was very comparable. It was like what he was putting out on social media, he brought to the stage.
Yep.
So it's not like you can say, he looked like this last on social media, but on stage he looked like a different person. Where now, fuck, he's looking insane again on social media. So just by track record, bro, he's gonna bring something special again. I mean,
That
everybody
is true.
everybody
That is
knew
true,
about
but
that front V taper, and when they saw it in person, obviously that was like they said, everyone has been speaking like how he just took the air out of the room when he hit that front.
that
Like,
shot.
so we're like it's the same. Like it's like that man is also like he's built like a trophy. It's like someone chiseled that guy. Or someone created him. He looks like this is ridiculous, bro.
it was fucking ridiculous.
Like I want to see that shot. That he needs to hit that front relaxed again as the first shot. Like he needs to. Like I want to see that added tissue with the conditioning when he just opens up like that. That first shot, because that's going to be kind of like that big comparison, that first up comparison. What did he do when he took the air out last year with that shot, and now with the added improvements when he does that again? Like and then turning around, that's gonna be sweet to see.
For sure, it's gonna be crazy. But also back to the social media point as well. It's also very similar very similar to my last point is that also so person dependent. It's like the Regan Graham situation. You know what I mean? Fucking hell, Oak looks like Mr. Olympia on his photos, which I don't dispute. He could be up there, but then he gets on stage as just a different guy. But you're right about Derek. Derek kind of just like what he looks like on social media normally he brings. So that excites the shit out of me. Because if he comes anywhere near to what he's looking like on social media, especially from the back, I mean it's gonna shock everyone. Absolutely everyone.
That's good. Like I said, it comes down to track record. Everybody knew that like Regan has that thing of he look like social media, like looks one way on social media, and then he gets on stage and then looks something different.
Yep.
So like I said, it's a track record thing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I mean, who else? Like we can use Nick Walker as well as an example. Whatever you see on social media from Nick, you see it on stage.
Yeah.
And better.
That's also true. Very true. Yeah, fuck. Look, I hope that happens for Samson as well.
Yeah, his
Because
last
Samson
update wasn't so wowing.
Sorry, say again?
His last update wasn't so wowing.
Yeah, I have to say, like the thing is, like he's brought up so much, and his back has come up, but there's like this like depth thickness to his back that I just don't see with what Hadi and Derek has. Like it just feels like that back is hanging off there. Whereas with Samson, I feel like it's improved, but it's not hanging. That back's not hanging off his torso, you know?
Just in terms of the conditioning side of things also. But also everyone looks differently when they flattened out. I mean, everyone is now starting to get to that point. I mean, it's 3 weeks out from the Olympia now, so you are going to be flat, you're going to be watery. So everybody carries it differently. Some people look fantastic when they flat, bro. And then some people look like shit when they flat. Some people look like they're still 6, 7, 8 weeks out when they flat. And then you give them some carbs and then it's a different person.
True.
Muscle is so flat underneath that skin, so it's not pushing up against it and giving it that pop that obviously needs for stage. So obviously, like I say, everyone is different. I mean, I think also that's where it comes down to a different thing between Samson. What separates Derek and Hardy to Samson is that texture of the skin. The texture of the skin makes it a big difference. So you see, that's where things like compounds come into play, and where you can tell that Hani doesn't really advocate and push insulin. So like just from the research and stuff that, and from the stuff that I read, like how insulin reacts to the body and to the skin and stuff like that. It does give you that thicker
Skin.
look
Mm.
skin. So whereas someone who's not, so obviously the skin's going to be a bit thinner. So that's where you can see the difference. And actually, like a lot of people wasn't believing that Hani isn't an advocate of insulin and stuff like that. But if you read into it and you know, when you behind the knowledge of it, then you can actually see that he's not really. You can see
Proof is in the pudding, yeah.
body.
100%.
Well,
I mean, if you look at, for example, like exactly with just that, like if you look at Phil Heath, he did a podcast, and he said like he didn't touch insulin. So if that's the case, and everybody's saying like, oh, he used insulin, have you guys seen like Phil Heath from the back? Like especially that one shot backstage where he turns around and his glutes and his hammies are just like
Yeah.
diced. Like
Yeah,
that guy, the skin is not thick on that man. It's
yeah, it's
paper
also
thin.
coached by Honey. So you fucking hit the nail on the head there, probably. You know?
because even it's not just only insulin that causes that. I mean, there's some other compounds as well.
Yeah.
Like harsher compounds that Lal actually pointed it out as well when we trained the other day, and he mentioned something about my skin, and that is also something that's like, well, yeah, that it says that theoretically.
Yeah. You know what the thing is as well with you, Ahmad, is you go and tell you this. Is the first thing I said was how healthy your skin looks. Yes, it looked thinner. It did, just you know what I mean. Just he's in some very good condition, but it just looked healthy. You know what I mean. And the difference in your look between your healthy skin and not so healthy skin. You see the guys, Honey's guys, if you want to say his name. Look at their skin. If you think about it, look at obviously genetics plays a part, so I won't discredit that. But look at Phil Heath's skin. Look at Derek's skin. It's just there's no like blemishes. There's not. It just looks good. You know, it's that healthy thin skin, and it makes a huge difference. When I saw Ahmad, because obviously I saw him in his vast prep, and now I saw him now, and there's a huge difference. There's obviously other factors. He's maybe more lean and maybe he's bigger for sure, but it's a huge difference. You can see it straight away. And I think a lot of people don't pay attention to that, because if you peeled and your skin is thick, or your skin is a bit fucked up, it does play a part. If you got back knee, it plays a part. It looks shit. It's just the way it is, you know. Anyways, I don't know why I started ranting about it, but anyways, boys. Let's see what happened. It's what date is the Olympia? It's on the. Is it 10 days now? Next weekend.
I
think it is.
Sure. It's pretty close. Like, yeah, it should be like next weekend or something.
Before I let you guys go, let me just check Olympia. 2023. I think they said 10 days out now. So let's see. 4th of November, yeah. So next weekend.
Holy shit.
Whew.
You know what we should do? Fuck, you guys don't prep. I was gonna say we should do like we should set something up where we can podcast and watch like the fucking final part of the Olympia together. That would be fucking sick.
It's probably gonna be early hours of the morning. I did that with last year with Blaine and one of my other friends. I hosted like a watch party with my phone on my laptop like this. They're also watching on WhatsApp, and I'm holding my phone like this. We're watching the Olympia together. Watching the shit again this year. Fuck that.
Fuck yeah. We should definitely do something like that. Maybe we can check what the date or the times are. We could even do it for classic physique or whatever. One that suits like time.
I think if it's the same times as last year, the classic physique prejudging will be around about 7 in the evening, around 7ish, 6, 7.
Yeah.
And then the finals will probably be around about, say, about 4, 5 in the morning.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, let's see. I won't keep you Chinese for any longer. Go eat food if you have any left.
Yeah, I still have a meal to go. I actually, that's why I took long to come on here, so I can eat my meal first, because people pull dirties here on this podcast.
I got you. Yeah, no, that was a dirty move on my side. I will admit it. But anyways, boys, I'll check you soon. I'll post this podcast probably tomorrow evening or Friday, and I'll see you next week.
Sweet. I'll see you guys soon.
Safety, boys. Take it
All right.
easy.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.